ti baabi a wɔsono gyina no ɛhɔ na ne ban so yɛ den ejina enu nti yɛmmɔ yɛn ho mmɔden sɛ yɛnsɛ yɛnsa ɛmfa nkɔto ababɔne yɛnsɛ yɛnsa ɛmfa nkɔto aba ɛmfa mfasodie bia ɛmfa mmerɛ ɔman Ghana na ɔman Ghana ɛmmɛyɛ sɛ yɛbɛnyɛ nkokɔ abagye nkokɔdwie ɛwɔ Ghana ha na nkokɔdwie ba ɛhe ne yɛde yɛ asɛm bɛyɛ den ɛbɛfa na sɛ yɛwu na yɛakɔ akɔhyɛ fam na afei nsaman adi yɛ nam
ayene umekumi wa baby ensinina ayemi sete
aya nana adodankwa ekufu ado Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia omamemu omubu no se adwene kɔ bankrom a moyɛ niema bebree me se praye wo uyi baako ebu betu kabom anyeden emu enu nti na hwe praye baako ye ntimi mfa mpra enu nti e wose etimi kabom na ye de praye no eprenti wo hwe se praye wo pra ebom na ya kyekyere enu na abetimi e de apra ama no ayeyie enu nti nana adodankwa ekufu ado Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia enwuma omo ye ne wo man Ghana ha na enye baakofo e na ye nti no nana se mekwa Medimechi eja Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia on the 7th December koto aba famano
ayene umekumi wa baby ensinina ayemi sete
your friend Kojo Asaribidiako upe interviews papa tia eye no kre very authentic minti baby ti abro GHTV eho na obinya information be open concerning our movie industry and generally yeah Asaribidiako peace
so person will call South Africa equity holidays from Mr. Mike of South Africa hotel reservation obey the amount unduane obedi ni nyina be Ghana duane opebi o me o hotel me koda South Africa wan say no me kan me pacho enya de okoma wodwuma ye nti enfan tutu say me ko South Africa ko ye edwuma sem ne mbaye ti say holidays say bi o pese of South Africa ko sire obi o pese otu kwan o pese ami e wo wa wo no obusuo company o den o number ne ye plus 276 105 50099 plus 276 105 50099 and I'll bet me on frame yakasa bro 0243302191 and I am a number. Where number so that screen is on the South Africa number no plus 276 1 055 009. I was just a program be na wo ye program be I hope see twa coverage in the mount say wedding event be funerals birthday parties Ghana have be a wo be say am no mpo no be invitation a ye beje visa no na ya ba betwa na ye di abro na mom say ope MC special MC pa say abro me be MC mawa ofra eno so be di won komo na maba be MC no e di amofefe
abusiafo yenko yensemfo ano so na afa yenkodi oman Ghana mu enkomo nyame adom 7 December e na ye kwa akoto eye aba a ye de ba beyi eye omampanyini wo oman Ghana mu ha na wo hwe a Ghana ha se eye nipa bebre agina bi se yenkwa ne yenkoto wo so aba na de me kan nyina ne se hwe wasetena mu oman Ghana nipa ne bia ba tena so ekọ na eye MPP aban die ene ma omo aye no esewani ne nsasa ye ka kirew eno nti konakoto abapa nyame adom a 7 December no ko fa ko kromoti ne ko na kokoto abapa na oman Ghana entimi mfa ne ntemapa emfra na yenko yenim ewo Ghana ha because this ya Ghana bibia digitalization and digitalization so the whole world and digital no adwuma Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia say yemfa stia ne mma no na nyame ya adom a 7 December no ye de stia ne mma na obe drive Ghana e de yedu the next level ama yetimi ayeden akoyenim abusiafo nana adodankwa ekufu ado prema ado gaga ado show boy enche na woko na homegye mu na nana adodanko akufu ado aya nwanwasem bia na enipa bi kra adwene ho ayente ase e ma na mete wona matam nam se enti wanyina hyehye hini MPP for mabo adwuma papa we kire sese di tumi no e ma yewura Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia. It is possible se ye betimi akoye ni ma my Ghana etimi asesa because Ghana besesa na Ghana nso esesa yenkokromoti na ye de kwa akwato aba e de yi yewura Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia on the 7th December no eno ene be kire se my Ghana ye koyenim anasa ye san ye chi because yewura Dr. Kwame Nkrumah kan asem bi o say forward ever backwards never enu nti yenimu an ye den ye kona ye nsan ye chi da ye beko yenim ma Ghana etimi nso akona enim dia ene ye wose ye kokromoti netimi koto abapa enye sa dia afo beto na do nsa hye wonu mo se me hu ye nka nso eni aduro enu nti yesre Ghana fo yesra hwefo won wa abrochire mo so mo ba Ghana aba beto aba yesre ma ye nim ne mutimi ye momna meto abapa emfama yewura Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia 7th December na edi yenim no Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia oya number 1 esro ho no mo a na ye kwoto aba ede ama Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia na woto no so no wato ede ama wo PC wan wo constituency meme constituency Honorable Michael akwasi Eidu udu amna gaja nhia obehu se aye bibo kese pa ebo ho wani bo abrante motum se yes MP efata ne se nyame ya adoma 7th December ye kwoto aba ede eyi no se mrahye bedwani ede ama eye Oforikrom constituency ene eye Tafo Vincent nso ya brante animonyamfo bia wo besu bia wo kwadwo so every constituency baabia mesi baabia wo sunu gina no eho na ne ban so yeden ejina enu nti yemmo ye homoden se yensa emfa nkoto ababone yensa emfa nkoto aba emfa mfasudie bia emfa mro my Ghana na my Ghana emmeye se ye benya nkokọ abaji nkokodwie wo Ghana ha na nkokodwie ba ehe ne ye de ya asem be yeden ebefa na se yewu na ya kwa hye fom na afi nsaman adiye nam abusianfo afi ey me komensem no eso eye nana adodankwa akufu ado Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia omamemu omubu no se adwene ko benkroma moye niema bebre me se praye wohoi uyi baako ebu betu kabom anyeden emu enu nti na hwe praye baako ye ntimi mfa mpra enu nti e wose etimi kabom na ye de praye no eprenti ubehwe se praye wo pra ebom na ya kyekere enu na abetimi e de apra ama no ayeye enu nti nana adodanko akufu ado Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia enwuma omoye no wo man Ghana ha na enye baakofo e na ye nti no nana se mekwa Medimechi eja Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia on the 7th December kwato aba famano na aya nwanwasem bi Obuasi Anglogo nana adodankwa ekufu ado akwa ye commission bi wo ho na yenko nana otumfo se tutu ababio nana ote kokoso nana onkwaso nana piao nana ewo abedwa nase nana de nsem bi nso etu edwa na enye fedi agro enije sem kese pa ye hwe a na amanfo ka se Anglogo ai nyame enchadie nana adodanko akufu ado akọ ye commission no enu nti yenko na yenko hwe video na etwagu no se wo hwe video ya etwagu ya nana adodankwa ekufu ado na ede ne nsa eto nsa yam chia nananom hemfo nananom ehemfo a ewo Obuasi mpatamu ho ai because ya duba besi wo my Ghana so a na se wo ye omamba pa na wo ye president a wonim se Ghana mamu ni nyina na wo bu ede ama ye nyina ama ye enya so mfaso de a na e wo se wutimi de anidie obuo ene wo se yo ede ema yewura nana ote kokoso ababi akasa mayenko na yenkotie nana ote kokoso nana piao
Oma penye wadama. Eya rewo ni enije. na yɛde nyame ase sɛ nnɛ wadama ɛnnɛ waa so wotumi bie ne ahyia ha ne yɛsa hwɛ Obuasi ma yɛ a ɛgu yie koraa na nnɛ yɛhwɛ sɛ deɛ ɛbɛyɛ ɛbɛsa apagya ama no gyina hɔ bio na werɛ hɔ ne sɛ nnipa nyinaa gye to mu sɛ Obuasi agu koraa na yɛyɛ ne ho biribiara ɛnyɛ yie nanso efie bɛn nan asenum ne me wɔ hɔ a na aborɔfo yi ne me nana Erika Subonten mu aba sɛ na no man no deɛ aduro no deɛ gye sɛ yɛtotom ne yɛhwɛ kwan yɛde bɛfa so na se kyerɛ ne sɛ na ampa man no yɛ na ɛbɔka deɛ ɛtɔ so bio ne galamsey nso asa afa ho aka ho edina yɛyɛ no ho bibia enye yie eduru baabi me wɔ hɔ a ne yɛbɛka kyerɛ me sɛ galamseyfoɔ yɛ akɔ adanse shaft no kora hɔ ama ha nyinaa flɔdo me frɛ aban a wɔte so sɛ mesɛ mo mama sogyafoɔ nkɔyɛ ma me ɛka kyerɛ me sɛ na na yɛntimi nkɔma sogyafoɔ nkɔtotutuo wɔ hɔ saa te sɛ South Africa nti mema no nguo eduru baabi wɔn si atum yɛbɛtɔ ama me $1 man yi nyina yɛbɛtɔ ama me $1 yɛbɛtutum de safoa na brɛ me manhyia mepa wɔ mu kyɛw so yɛnyae na mmerepa bɛba nyame tumi nti bɛyɛ yie ɛna aduru sɛ yie deɛ nti a mekaa sɛ awerɛhɔ ne anigyeɛ no ma aduru baabi mefrɛ sɛ ne yɛntwa asase no bi koraa ma galamseyfoɔ no na omu no nkɔyɛ hɔ sɛ de bɛyɛ omu nkɔ baabi aman no wɔ no nkɔ sɛ no na dabi ɛbɛsa ayɛ yie ne nyinaa yɛyɛ nso na afei ɛnyɛ yie ne nyinaa abatwam na nyame nkyaadeɛ ɛfiri 2017 deɛ nti a meka sɛ ɛnɛ ani gye sɛ ɔmampanyin Akufo-Addo ɛnɛ me ne no nyinaa gyina ha a yɛbie man yi sanso ɔbaa yɛ na nibrɛ baa mu a n'aban na pia so a ma parliament ne bibia nhyehyɛ bi a wɔsi yɛ bia aya enne yenya man ya enne ye bebie.
You may recall that on Friday 15th July 2016 then as presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party for the 2016 election, I came to Obuasi and interacted with the chiefs and people here. In my remarks, I stated, and I quote, I'm going to use every strength, every connection of mine in the world of business to ensure that the Anglo Ashanti mine is reopened and strengthened so as to bring life back to Obuasi. I will never give a promise I cannot keep, unquote. Obuasi, like the rest of the country, voted massively for me and the New Patriotic Party in the 2016 election. And I'm delighted to be back here this afternoon to redeem the promise I made to you concerning the reopening of the Obuasi mine. When I make a promise, I keep it. Upon my assumption of office, a series of discussions and negotiations took place, the end result being the redevelopment project of the Obuasi mine, which had been effectively closed since 2014. In order to help Anglogo Ashanti secure the needed investment for the project, government had to provide a number of fiscal incentives and guarantee the stability of the project against changes in the legal environment, especially in the early years of the mine's operations. It is expected that all the agreements reached, including the vigorous implementation of domestic content policy, will be scrupulously honored and performed. The initial investment in the redevelopment project is $881 million United States dollars, with a total investment of $1.6 billion United States dollars projected for the entire 22-year life of the mine. The whole incentive package and investment have been approved by Parliament, with an estimated 2,500 jobs to be created. This once vibrant town, I'm certain, will be brought back to life again, and we can expect an improvement in the living circumstances of its residents. I assure management and staff of the mine that the sequence of events that led to the closure of the mine will not reoccur under the watch of this government. The days of forceful encroachment on the concession of the company, as witnessed between 2010 and 2016, are over. Nananom, ladies and gentlemen, you will all agree with me that the time has come for Obuasi to reflect the fact that it hosts the richest gold mine in our country and one of the richest in the world. The distressed state of this town is nothing short of a disgrace, and we must work to change the situation. Even though mining companies have over the last few years complemented some of the work of government, I expect Anglogo Ashanti will do more this time to help transform Obuasi and bring it to par with well-developed mining communities in other parts of the world. When government and mining companies collaborate in an intelligent and sustainable manner, more can be done to transform mining communities. I have no doubt that Anglogo, under its current management, will be a constructive partner in this journey. My government had to take a very difficult decision to place a ban on all small-scale mining because of the alarming destruction of our environment. The ban was meant to be a temporary measure, and that is why it was lifted last December. With a considerable degree of success, we've been able to streamline and regulate the small-scale mining sector. We're determined to ensure responsible mining, and I appeal to you, Nananom, to help government in securing for future generations a landscape and vegetation on which they can also survive and thrive. I'm happy to say that today, people are fishing again in one of the famous rivers of our country, the Ankobra. Before I conclude, Nananom, I have some good news for you. As captured in the 2019 budget, the contract for the construction of the Obuasi and Riankwanta Road has been awarded to Joe Sharp Construction Limited, who is already on site working. Again, government will soon accept the assets relinquishment plan of Anglogo Ashanti, which will pave the way for the start of the proposed Obuasi campus of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I wish the Anglogo Ashanti Obuasi mine renewed progress and prosperity, and I'm confident that we are on the cusp of a bold new beginning which will repudiate our nation's recent culture of failure. May God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make us great and strong.
For Madam Ase, some mama yako eye Obuasi na yako akotie yewura na adodankwa ekufu ado na obe komishi eye Anglogo ewo Obuasi na nana utumfo se tutu ababio enso ede na no disem ede tudwa ema amanfo a eye ewo Obuasi eye mpatamu ho nyina na nana dodankwa ekufu ado se ono de ohyebo a odiso ampa we mu nyina e kire se yewura nana dodankwa ekufu ado ehyebo a odiso na yewura nana dodankwa ekufu ado asa komishi eye kia mayenko na yenkonkohwe sa video no emra eye kia automobile assembly eye nana adodanko akufo ado asa komishi sa enumtimayenko na yenko nkohwe.
The plant you are in today might not be the first in Ghana, but it is certainly unique in every way. It is by far the largest. It is also modular, thereby allowing us to grow far into the future. And it is definitely the most complete. It is not by sheer coincidence that we have gotten here. It is by design. We are investing in the future because we believe in our country's future. Your Excellency, I would like to thank you again for your vision and for investing in a better Ghana. And I would like to say that I'm fully confident that with your leadership and perseverance, the Ghana Automotive Development Policy will soon be fully implemented.
Today has been made possible through a conscious effort by government to attract investment into the industrial sector. One of such is the development and operationalization of the Ghana Automotive Development Policy, which has the vision of making Ghana a fully integrated and competitive industrial hub for the automotive industry in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, the automotive industry is one of 10 strategic anchor industrial sectors identified by government as growth poles for our nation's industrial transformation. Against all odds, and the pessimism expressed by some naysayers, we continue to attract investment into the development of an automotive industry in Ghana, with our country's automotive policy receiving rave reviews across the continent and the world. Today we are witnessing what will go down in history as another giant step towards Ghana's quest to establish herself as a regional hub for the automotive industry in sub-Saharan Africa. Rana Motors, with support from Kia Motors Corporation of Korea, the manufacturer of Kia vehicles, and one of the leading global vehicle manufacturers, has successfully established the only assembly plant for the production of Kia vehicles in West Africa. This facility has already offered direct employment to 50 young men and women, and it is expected to create some 300 indirect jobs, whilst contributing to the development of the local value chain for automobile assembly. The company, I've been informed, has the capacity to assemble some 30,000 vehicles annually, bringing the total capacity of domestically established assembly plants close to 100,000 vehicles per year. For me, this investment by Rana Motors is a strong indication of the private sector's support of my government's industrialization agenda and a sign of growing resilience by the private sector in these challenging times. I want to assure you, and indeed all private sector players, the government will continue to introduce sector-specific policy interventions which create a predictable policy regime and an enabling environment for businesses to survive and thrive. I acknowledge that a critical component for harnessing the full potential for an automotive industry is demand for assembled vehicles. As you may all be aware, I have directed, through the Chief of Staff in the Office of the President, the prioritization of the procurement of domestically assembled vehicles by state institutions to fulfill government's commitment of patronizing made-in-Ghana products. We're, however, mindful of the fact that the state alone cannot purchase the sufficient numbers of vehicles to be produced from our assembly plants, and would thus require Ghanaians also to patronize these vehicles. To stimulate demand for domestically assembled vehicles, we will soon be rolling out an asset-based vehicle financing scheme as it exists in developed economies, to afford Ghanaians the opportunity to purchase vehicles from the Ghana Automotive Development.
Abusiafo medam ase se mama yako na yako akwakohwe eye video ede aba nana adodankwa ekufo ado wose ade yo be ma kukurudurufo a enche okọ na homegye mu na eye commission or commission eniema a waye ewo my Ghana mu ha se de be ya Ghana fo mabunu ene etimamufu ewo mu nyina no obi ya benya adwuma aye den aye eno nti na ye sre Ghana fo nyina se emra aso no eye se yekọ na yagitwi ni agibum na yekone yekoto aba edema yewura Dr. Alhaji Mahama Bawumia oda esoro honom na abusiafo dwumade edi wunim mame nyana men okan comments kakra mame say share link ne fama wunua na wunua so entimi enya bi enhwe na wode wo comment no so edi aba ye be kan no kama na yede ama abusiafo mame ntwa me hu simamra na afi ye ba na me kind de wo na ye nto aye nkomodie ne so ntigina so enko ba bia share link ne fama wunua na wunua no so ntimi nya bi enhwe metwa me hu simaba
Frank Mason why me sit
Bema ne mema semu fu odo boss anu weje mu bema ne nye sei ne tie batefon bema ne mu ye na de sie mu nya dimbio obi won so no odo boss 2 minutes 3 minutes no sane no wo fantasy me kan kire say nduro ne de ho na duro de say ye papa na me abro me di wa dance ye kire wa gitum enye wo nko na me di duro be ma for almost 8 years say 2024 right 8 years me na me nami 8 years ya na me wure mi both on radio and social media obi enu wo timi ato do aka say abro anya adwuma me say anya yi a baji wusika kumase asafo shepas na me ho eye yi a na wo de mental re me pobo na me watch abeche me say de ehye me say matali bi ehye me bia presenter bi ani bi o Ghana tali bi a me hye bia obi ani bi ene man o won tali e fetche me na papa che me ba me de quality one we say ni de oni bi okofa wan if you Canada and US and UK when I dear blewa ozi damutie ememe do na me de maun se wo you be a wo de duro so eduro bia pressure wo diabetes wan wo de eduro bia oda so bia no kan okra kire me se what che wo ben ma pen a me mfa woni yi a wo de yeye kan okra kire me obi wo so wonye nnam yare osi o manum abrafuduro ma wo panye eko nso o ma na se nsuo fita bi fu be memu ba ebu obaju so bi na se yellow sometimes when am ko be manim timi bo pa na mu na o ya be manim timi bo uye memu timi so na odi de na yemi na o se akọ doctor me pa che o kan okra kire abro me ma wo duro sa duro ni 600 Ghana cedis u yusu na ankwa beje musika because me se nyem na me ye duro no ana nimpa no so no na duro no me gitu ma me yusu aye papa ntite me no tu just wafata obi ya na anye ya me de no baba ni sika wo se onu pontimi ma abro fama no ontimi ma because ye nim de ye kwe me no man na wo screen so 0243302191 edini ye mawuli ekpe Peter eno na mobile money number eduru ma bo no bo de a kire koko ye 600 se osisi na ye 600 Bema na for no pese kesi 1005 emu nya din no pese mu odin 1005 o de boss one we je mo memo sorry me so ne 2006 ye post di Abraham on na 500 misrew se watwetwe ho pen wonya ndam yare pen wo de duro so anu so edu ne 600 Ghana cedis nti wa hu dodo o hia na wa mobile money wa ma me odin wa address and phone number na ma post di amount be post to 7 working days and I want sabeti me aka 7 working days minimum intro chat because enyam na post office for na dey ba and attend be a course 7 working days ni do bia me the money bia so na ya dey na set me na my voice message amount as to say there ube yisuno